Ahum, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. Today, it is Monday, and it is the 6th of May. It's also my dad's birthday, and I wanted to show you that I got a gift on my dad's birthday, and it is the proof for if I knew then what I know now. Guys, this is the Moiras Light #1 book. This is my first book, and I just want to show you that I am now proofreading everything and getting everything ready for you guys. These are the things that we are going to talk about in the book. How we're never alone, chapter 2. Stop, you're embarrassing me. We all go through that, right? Our when we know that our parents are spiritual and we're like, oh my God, even our own kids, they go through that, right? Mine did. Stop, you're embarrassing me. Are you kidding me? I'm an empath. That's the next chapter. Chapter 4 is spiritual power surges. Oh my God, it's not menopause only, no. So ages and stages of your path to divinity. The fabulous fives, and here I thank my mom. So many gifts, so little time. And of course, you were right, Mom. Hey, kid, you got talent. So when do I start? What tools could I start using right away? How could I be a healer? How do I tell my parents and family? Which is a big deal. We don't really think about it until it's time. And then we're like, oh, demonology basics. What? Yes, demonology basics. You need to know what you're getting yourself into. And of course, where there is demonology, there is also angiology. So you're getting the basic angiology or angiology. The purge, releasing the spiritual cooties. Yes, we get spiritual cooties and we can release them. The ethical spiritualist. This is where we begin to understand the enormous responsibility that we have as spiritualists. Crystals and stones that you need for your awakening. The basics. Everything else, hey, those are just bring them on down. But the basics, what you really need. And then in comes Reiki. We talk about Reiki, and I love Reiki because it's so universal. Angelic healing certification and more. Why you need your angelic healing certification when you're healing. And is this for everyone? Calling your spirit guides and how to create your sacred space. And of course, we all know it's always going to change, but this is the beginning. This book is the beginning. It's an account, a personal account of what I went through with my mom. My mom was an enormous spiritualist. She still is, even though she's passed on, but she still is. And most of my information that I get is from her and always was. And then of course you get the list of all my social media for me, Moira's Light, and of course the acknowledgments, yada, yada, yada. You get all of that. Now this is the proof of the book. So it's like we have to be really careful because it can fall off. All the pages can fall off. They're not glued or anything. But for those of you that are trying to get your books published, I am self-publishing, and this is the book, If I Knew Then What I Know Now. It is a gentle approach to your spiritual wellness journey. This is a huge undertaking for me because I'm always doing so many other things. But if it weren't for you guys, if it wasn't for you patrons, if it wasn't for you Facebook members, if it wasn't for you, my family, I wouldn't have been able to do this. This is a 248 page book. I couldn't put everybody in there as I wanted, but it is also a book where you are able to use as a workbook. So there are parts in there where you can actually make notes, and I gave you extra space on the edges of the book so that you can actually write notes. And I wanted it to be just the font. I needed it to be a little bigger. It's not only for me, but it's also for some of you. And I know that you will appreciate that. I wrote it how I speak, how I how I present myself. It's in today, for today, and it's also for younger people that want to know what's going on. But you have journaling areas that you can, sorry, that you can actually journal based on your experience with that one chapter. Right from the get-go, on the very first chapter, there are lots of chapters that tell you, okay, well, I want you to go to, and you'll see, it goes, go to www.Moiras Light, and download chapter 1 surprise guided meditation. Those are guided meditations. If you don't see it in moiraslight.com, you all know where I am. You can PM me and I can send you a link to the guided meditation. There are about 5 guided meditations that you can all download, and with the purchase of this book, that way you can actually use them and interactively. For those of you that are not in my group or in our group, it is our group now. You will be able, I'm giving you access to the group so that you can go in there and start learning and start getting yourselves acquainted with your beautiful gifts and talents. But this is the book. This is the actual proof. This, because they send you the proof with, so the pages, you can separate them. They're not glued or anything like that. But here it is, guys. And it should be ready in about 2 to 3 weeks. So I am going to have some that will be personally autographed with a message. There will be 2 ways of obtaining the book. First, you can obtain it with me, through me, and the other way, we'll be doing a book launch. I'm figuring it out with some gifts and some opportunities for everyone. And I wanted to thank my patrons. My patrons did this. Okay, my patrons did this. They gave me the time that I didn't have to go crazy with trying to put things in, trying to record things that are going to help you and other people go through their awakening. This is a gentle approach to everyone's awakening. Everyone deserves to know that your awakening does not have to be rough. And it's all here. It's all here. And the biggest, I was the most reluctant psychic. Now that I go back and I look and I see what I went through, and now that I understand that I didn't have to all this time. And I mean, the last part is the part that, the last part is always the part where after you finish reading the book, you yourself, and I know the book is going to be all Reiki'd, but it is also going to be cleansed and charged in the shaman way, so that it can open you up and it can heal you as you learn, as you read. Okay? And you become more of yourself. And the very last paragraph says, just know what is true. You are loved, and follow the path of least resistance. The less you resist, the easier the flow. And that is, I've always been saying that. I should make that a t-shirt. But I was so excited. I wanted to show you guys. This is the book. This is the proof. It's 248 pages. I'm sorry that it's long, but we had so many things that I needed to show you. And book 2 is going to start now in the summer, where we are actually going to go in way deeper. Um, this is where we begin. And this book itself, I'm going to start using in our spiritual development group because I need them to be aware that we all go through the same thing, but in a different way. But this summer, I have 2 books that I want to write. One is for the little kids, and one is for the younger, or the teens and tweens. This is something that's very dear to my heart, as an early childhood educator. There are all kinds of books, but there's not one book that I have felt comfortable with teaching young children without the fanatics of religion, of how special they are and how much help they have with them. My daughter, Brittany, from The Art of Brit, is she is the one that designed the book cover and the back, but she is also going to illustrate the very young child's stories, and she's also going to help me with the teens and tween book, where we bring responsibility early in life, and we bring them and ground them back to earth. Now, the teen and tween book is going to be more for family book. It's not only for the tween and the teen, but it's also for the family to be able to sit and talk about it. And again, the fanatics side of the spirituality for all of us will be removed. This is a conversation piece that you're going to be able to have with your family, and perhaps even your friends and their friends. And as we move into this new era in this century, we need to be there for those children that are awakened, but they fear to come out. And this is what this is going to be all about. So I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you from the deepest parts of my heart. My family thanks you. Nico thanks you. The world thanks you. Because without my patrons, without you, an account of the beautiful nature that my mom had, and what I went through, what I put her through, because I was such a reluctant psychic, would not have been told. Now I'm challenging my sister to write hers, because I know that she is a wonderful astrologer and a great psychic. And I hope that she follows as well and comes through and does this as well. It was a very uplifting moment for me. A lot of truths got uncovered, a lot of misconceptions that I grew up with lifted. And my mom helped me through all of this. But again, I wouldn't have been able to make this financially possible. You guys know, if you're going to be in the spiritual realm, keep your day job, right? Keep humble, keep your day job. But this is an enormous feat. It is for me. And I just wanted to thank you all for being there for me. Because without you guys, I would never have been able to do this. I wouldn't have been able to find the words. And because of your love, the words just flew. just came right out from me. So thank you. Thank you. And I hope that this book, which is a gentle approach to your spiritual awareness journey, because that's where we are. We're in a spiritual awareness journey. Helps you like it helped me. It's a personal account of my life and how I sorted things out when I was going through my awakening. Next book, 2. One for the very young, one for teens and tweens. And then in December, we're going to have part 2, where we discuss more in depth what spirituality is all about. But first, we have a responsibility to take care of our kids, right? All right. So, ahum, and thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. And I hope you like it. It'll be here in about 2 weeks. And I'll start a book launch. I don't know how, but I will. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys soon.